The creator of this video claims they caught a strange creature in the Appalachian Mountains area that resembles a real fairy. And if you think such creatures are made up, not in the Appalachians. For example, in this footage, the mysterious creature snatched a set of keys from a girl's hands and flew away. Strange little dwellings are also often found in that area, and inside them they even find tiny everyday household items. By the way, the person who caught this strange creature later showed it, and it's clearly not some kind of insect, since its body anatomy looks more humanoid. Later, as proof, she also showed security camera footage, and that strange creature can be seen there too. There are actually a lot of videos like this online, filmed by different people in the Appalachian Mountains area, although skeptics are convinced these are just unknown species of insects. But then how do you explain this video, where the creator filmed a strange creature in a tree hollow, and it clearly does not behave like an insect? Could it be that the creatures we consider mythical are actually not mythical at all? And we post more of these creatures caught on camera in our Telegram channel at the link in the profile.
This tree is completely poisonous to the point where it kills anything that touches it, anybody that ingests it. Basically, it has milk inside of it.
So if you break the bridge apart, there's milk that comes out.
And if you touch the milk, eat the milk, even just touch the plant, it will kill you, completely painless. You just fall asleep and never wake up ever again. It's happened to tourists over the years. There are so many of them around me. The name of it I can't pronounce, so I'll put it on the screen. All of these are these murder trees. But the texture of it looks so inviting. As someone who likes to touch everything, I just wanted to snap it, and then my guy was like, and let me tell you, it's the most dangerous plant in the country. It can only be found in Namibia, so it's not a problem anywhere else in Africa. But man, this is why nature is the coolest thing ever.
Listen, stay the away from people, right? Listen, this is what you understand, right? Once you become aware, you don't want relationships. You don't want to be around people because you understand the things that people carry, right? You understand they carry baggages. Listen, it wasn't nothing to people to come around and tell me all they bad problems when I thought that I had the solution, and then I understood that when they tell me they bad problems, I start feeling bad and they live feeling good. They did an energy swap on me, right? So when you want to protect yourself, protect your peace, and protect your Jesus consciousness, you're going to be by yourself. A lot of people going to understand that relationships going to fall apart. Why? Because I'm going to love myself. Why? Because I'm going to need more time to myself. Why? Because we understand that we are magnetic. So when I come around you, whatever you feeling at the time, I can get. So I have to have my peace of mind, my peace of Jesus, my Jesus consciousness. That's what that means. Stay the fuck away from people.
Mark your children, or they actually take your children?
They'll mark them to get rid, so you can be able to know that they're gonna take them, or they're gonna mark, or mark a child, because they'll be infatuated with your kid, and they'll want them for themselves, and they'll be like, come on, because they live in a different dimension. Now everything lives in dimensions and realms. That's why a lot of dogs, for example, they can also alert you and let you know that they're there, and a lot of these animals will attack. And there's been stories where the animal will literally fucking attack the gnome or fuck the gnome up or whatever, and they come back in little weird looking, they look like rabbits, like jackrabbits. They'll come in little forms of animals that you think it is, but it's weird. And they're like, what the fuck? And some people, oh, that's the duende, but that's the physical form that it'll, once it's caught, or whatever the case may be. But they'll they'll cut your child's hair. That's one thing that they'll do. They will cut your child's hair, but they'll cut it in patterns. So that's how you know. They'll braid your child's hair. Like, they'll give them real hair, and then you're like, where the fuck did this braid come from? It was the fucking gnome. And then you'll find little things like, what? The gnome's already gonna get ready to take your child.
Do you know anybody that has had this happen to where they did not braid their child's hair, but their child had a braid?
Oh yeah, and I've dealt with that, and I've helped people do that and get rid of it. So what we do is we give them, because once a gnome is attached to you, you can't get rid of it. They're with you for life. So if you have
good or bad,
they're with you for life. So you have to know how to manage it. So there's
4 plants highly likely to put you in a coffin. Belladonna, or deadly nightshade. They often get mistaken for blueberries, but eating just a few can shut your entire body down. Oleander, very common in landscaping because of their beauty, but they're extremely lethal. Be sure to never burn these because inhaling the toxic smoke can stop your heart. And don't eat them either. Poison hemlock, the most violently toxic plant in North America. They often get mistaken for edible plants like wild carrot, for instance, so watch out. Just a small bite can cause violent seizures within minutes. Angel's trumpet, or devil's breath. Smelling or eating this can cause intense hallucinations, memory loss, and you can lose all sense of reality. So yeah, be careful out there. And if you want to learn more like this, comment to stay here or like or follow for more.
Non-ether is non-ether, whether you have locks, waves, or whatever.
Some guys feel like you need a lock to ascend.
Depends on how you look at it, because when you look at a wave pattern, I got waves in my head. Wave patterns are basically cymatic frequencies. Those are cymatic frequencies that operates on fractions of light. And those fractions of light coincides with the genetical structure of the carbonated man and woman that has the neuromelanin, which is the brain and central nervous system melanin. And that extracts a form of a melanocyte, which is an intelligence molecule. So it doesn't matter. Non-ether is non-ether, whether you have locks, waves, or whatever. As long as you got that non-ether popping and it has a certain geometrical pattern, that's what it's all about. You look at some of the ancient hieroglyphics, some of them, they have wave patterns. They have 360 waves. Most of them were even bald head.
5 coolest animals you've probably never heard of. 5. Sun bear, the smallest bear species in the world. Sun bears have an unusually long tongue used to extract honey and insects. They live in tropical forests and are rarely seen in the wild. 4. Fishing cat. This wild cat is built for water. It has partially webbed feet and hunts by swimming and diving for fish. Fishing cats are found in South and Southeast Asia, but are rapidly losing their wetlands. 3. Raccoon dog. Despite its name, this animal is neither a raccoon nor a dog. It is a type of fox that can climb trees and even hibernate in winter. Raccoon dogs are native to East Asia and parts of Europe. 2. Angora rabbit. This rabbit is famous for its extremely long, soft fur. Its wool is collected to make Angora fabric used worldwide. Without regular grooming, its fur can completely cover its eye. 1. Red panda. Red pandas are not related to giant pandas at all. They belong to their own unique animal family. Habitat loss has made them endangered across Asia.
The 5 strangest chickens on the planet. Number 1, the Polish chicken. It stands out for the spectacular and gigantic crest of feathers that crowns its head like a large spherical mane. A striking design that completely covers its eyes and flows seamlessly with the rest of its plumage, giving it an aristocratic appearance. Number 2, the Ayam Cemani hen. It is identified by its completely monochromatic appearance, where an absolute and glossy black covers everything from its feathers and beak to its eyes and claws, an organic distribution where no other color exists, giving it a mysterious silhouette. Number 3, the naked neck chicken. It is recognized for the uniqueness of its anatomy, characterized by a total absence of feathers in the neck and head area, leaving exposed skin of a bright reddish tone that contrasts sharply with the densely feathered body. Number 4, the Cochin chicken. It stands out for its colossal appearance and extraordinarily dense, fluffy fur that continuously covers its entire body, right down to its legs. Its large, rounded physique makes it look like an enormous and majestic walking ball of feathers. Number 5, the Brahma hen. Rightly known as the king of poultry, it amazes with its imposing size and a firm, aristocratic gait, sporting a broad chest adorned with compact feathers and heavily covered legs that define a gigantic silhouette.
Why do you think this is called a screen? Where do you think the word screen comes from? It comes from scrying. Okay, it's a scrying device. That's where screen comes from. And they would look into a crystal ball. What are your phones? Glass? What do they call that? LCD? Liquid crystal display? That's weird. Do you know how much the first iPhone was, or the first Apple computer was sold for?
How much?
Guess. I bet you could guess. $666.66. Look it up. First Apple computer. You got to think like, that's weird. What is the apple on your phone? What is the apple, bro? Do you know the apple? It's the apple that Adam and Eve, they're making a prelude to this. It was the defiance of God, bro. It's not a good thing. It It was literally when Eve said, I want knowledge over your order, God. That's what the Apple on your phone is. That's what that is. It's like, and Siri, like people don't even know, Siri backwards is Iris. Oh, that's weird. I mean, when you heard Siri, did you not think that's a weird name? But unfortunately, because of all the stuff that's around us, we are numb to recognizing these patterns. But they do stuff, they name things forward and backwards all the time. It's like a common thing of the occult to like deceive you and blind you. But
boom. Hey,
what we looking at?
Slipping. No, don't freeze up now. Oh. It's zooming, moving.
Yo.
I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing.
Y'all see this shit?
Oh, okay. This the spot. Nah, come back out. Look. Why they be peeking like that?
What is that?
Peeking.
Fairies?
So look, let me know.
Fairies are real? What the bumbaclat?
Did you guys know that fairies are actually real? And this was our story stolen from us? Now Peter Pan would come from the god Pan. Now Pan would pass on and transition into the spiritual. And he would reincarnate back on the earth. And he would bring a whole fairy kingdom with him. He brought gnomes, elves, fairies, dragons, and everything. Earth was once this mythical place. It looked like Disneyland. Pan is the god of the wild, and he would lead his flock. That flock of beings that he brought here was the same ones that Peter Pan was bringing down here from the spiritual. Pan wanted to reconstruct the earth how he imagined it, and this was a kingdom of music, joy, and happiness. We will have little creatures just come up on our shoulders and talk to us. Best from Egypt, he is also from the fairy kingdom. He is an elf. These elves and fairies are said to be some of the strongest entities on our planet. And a lot of these creatures are still running around today. But we can't see them because we fell into frequency. And we don't have the full color spectrum like we used to. But here lately, we have been able to see these creatures because our brain is upgrading and our conscious is going up. Like when the kids say they see these fairies and mythical creatures, they really do be seeing them. Their brain and pineal gland is pure from all of these toxins, so they are able to see and tap into this light spectrum that we can't tap into. Your dragonflies, your butterflies, your bees, these are not normal insects. They are actually mythical creatures with powers. The fairy kingdom will return, and it will be like heaven on earth all over again. Now later on in the future, they will connect Pan with being the devil. You can see the two horns on his head and the tail. This is where they got the devil from. Also in your music industry, everyone worship Pan. He is the god of music as well. Peace and ashe. Hope y'all like the lecture.
It's insane how these days stuff like this just happens, have no explanation, and then everyone just moves on and completely forgets about it. Do you guys remember when this guy on Fox News was clearly wearing a mask? But if you said he was, you were just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Well, they actually had a follow-up interview with the original guy, and his response honestly just made it even worse. We've all seen the rumors of celebrities and influential figures appearing to wear masks live on camera. One of the most famous being former President Joe Biden, who looked pretty masky quite a few times, which what even happened to that guy? The truth is, the technology is there. We have silicone masks that are nearly identical to real human faces, so it is technically possible to pull off. Well, Fox News recently had retired Navy SEAL Robert Harward on talking about the war in Iran, and well, the bottom of his neck very visibly exposed what appears to be the edge of a mask. Some people even making comparisons of this recent appearance to how he normally looks, and the difference is night and day. His face just looks incredibly stiff, he doesn't blink at all, and his skin just has a completely different texture to it. This whole mask scandal was later officially debunked as a wardrobe malfunction with harsh lighting, and no further explanation given. Right, I'm sure that's exactly what it was. A few weeks later, he was featured on another online news show where he was confronted about the mask allegations, and he had this to say.
You broke the internet, known as Mask Man. Can you pull on your face or something for me, sir? What was going on there?
Grant, it's just a distraction from the important subject we want to talk about Iran. Focused on that problem with the president. He's got a challenge on his hand. Got a
Admiral, Hold on a second. You realize if you answer like that, this is going to send the internet into the stratosphere. If you don't tell me what was going on, just tell me something so I can let the internet be happy and then we can move on here.
Grant, the internet's not my problem. Okay, I'm here to talk about Iran, where we are with Iran.
Hold on, real quick. Can you just give me a tug and then I'll move on? Just
Grant,
one little tug.
No, you're not going to get anything out of me. I'm not going to justify any of that.
The host is absolutely right. His deflection of a response does nothing but further fuel the rumors that this was a video of someone else wearing a mask to look like him, meaning the media could literally have anyone say anything they want them to say. And the person saying it doesn't even need to be there or be alive for that matter, or they might have never even existed to begin with. Anyway, this is just really strange. I think everyone on Earth can agree that this looks like a mask. And I honestly can't think of any other explanation for it, but who knows, maybe it was just a lighting glitch?
This bizarre-looking giant creature is actually a Chinese giant salamander, also known as the baby fish. It's the largest living amphibian in the world. Its name comes from the fact that its call sounds like a crying baby. However, it doesn't actually produce sound with vocal cords. The crying is caused by air being forced out of its lungs. The Chinese giant salamander has an ancient history on Earth, having lived for about 360 million years, over 100 million years before dinosaurs appeared. Remarkably, its appearance has changed very little over the past 300 million years, staying almost the same as its ancient ancestors. These creatures can go months without eating, surviving off stored energy. Some documented individuals have lived up to 130 years. One of their most notable traits is their 4 limbs. As juveniles, they breathe through gills, but as they mature, they switch to lung-based breathing. Interestingly, during reproduction, the female lays eggs in long, pearl-like strands. Each strand can contain dozens to hundreds of soft, transparent eggs. After about a month of development, baby salamanders hatch from the eggs.
You said something specific, the ocean. Most of the movies, the biggest monsters come from the ocean.
That's easy, yeah.
Why you think that
well,
is?
the biggest creatures come from the ocean. Think about a blue whale and how big that is.
Yeah.
You know, 100 feet long. That's massive. I know you've seen whale sharks and giant rays, and we don't understand that world. I think that there are things in the ocean that we should be really scared of that we don't even know about yet. That's super exciting. Every now and then, a whale will have an erection and go on his back. So it's a whale swimming upside down on the surface of the water, and the whale's penis and what of his belly you see looks like a sea monster. And in many ways it is, but that's a shape that you're not used to seeing in the water. But that behavior was documented, and
5 most dangerous plants in the world. Number 5. Hemlock contains conium, a toxin that can cause paralysis and death if ingested. It is considered one of the most toxic plants in the world. Number 4. Belladonna contains alkaloids such as atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine, which are extremely toxic. It can cause hallucinations, heart rhythm disorders, and death if ingested. Number 3. Castor oil. This is a plant whose seeds contain a toxic protein called ricin. Ingestion of small quantities of ricin can be fatal. Number 2. Foxglove contains cardiac glycosides that can cause serious heart problems such as arrhythmias if ingested. Number 1. Jimson weed. This plant contains alkaloids such as scopolamine, which cause hallucinations and serious psychoactive effects. Ingestion of Jimson weed can be dangerous, even fatal.
Who are we? We are the gods and goddesses of this earth, of this realm. But we don't come from this realm. I remember a lot of my past lives. Like, I know for a fact that I'm from Orion's belt. You have some people that's from Pleiades. You have some people that's from Sirius A, Sirius B. We have to realize that we are eternal beings, eternal creatures. Death is an illusion. All death means is that you're no longer sustaining this vehicle, but you have many different vehicles. There is no dimension of densities where you can travel to. Even in your dreams, you're in a body, right? When you're daydreaming, you're in a body. There is no dimension where you're not in the body. It's just different types of bodies you inhabit. You have terrestrial bodies, you have celestial bodies, and you have aquatic bodies, because all of us come from the water. You see what I'm saying? So if I ask who we are all. We are consciousness. We are God experiencing itself in 7 billion different people because it wanted to experience its creation. If you were all knowing and omnipotent and all seeing and you created something, you will want to experience what you created. You want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. How can you do that if you don't inhabit a body because you're a consciousness? What the mind will do is create a body to experience reality. What do you think the reason for hands for I can touch things? You know the best analogy? Look at a baby. A baby runs around, put everything in his mouth, uses hands for everything, on his knees, it gets into everything. Why? Because it's using his body as a toolbox to figure out reality, to experience. We are here to experience. So who we are God. We are consciousness experiencing itself in a physical, terrestrial, or celestial form.
Don't eat and drink at the same time, because the things that digest liquids don't digest solids. So you're making your body do all sorts of work that it don't need to do. And then when you think of how we eat and the time that we eat, there are certain things that you should not eat according to the time of day. That's why it's called break fast, because when you wake up, you're breaking the fast that you had while you were asleep. And so you have to be careful some of the things that you ingest. One of the worst things you can do is eat a big breakfast, because by 10 o'clock, you're ready to go to sleep. Because the energy that it takes to digest the food is the same energy it takes to do your work. So you eating all this pancake and sausage and bacon and saying, this is a good breakfast, this is a healthy heart. No, that's going to put you to sleep by 10 o'clock. That's why you need the coffee break to get out there and get some of that caffeine to keep you awake until you get to lunch, which is going to put you to sleep by 2 o'clock.
Let me tell you what I mean. You know, when you say, oh, I want to go get a job tomorrow, the dopamine get in your body and your mind and you think you already got a job, so you don't move. That's why, Mom, a lot of people think I'm crazy, I'm dumb, but you got to understand what dopamine is. When you when you say, I'm gonna go do this, and then you pick up your phone and you can't stop scrolling, that's that good old dopamine. See, what people don't understand is the whole world is addicted. The addiction is from within. See, everybody blaming people. But when you look within, you also addicted. You everything, the whole world, even you and me, we all addicted in a different way. So you gotta have a plan. So you gotta tame your body and your mind first. So first thing you gotta do, you gotta wake up every day at the same time. You gotta try exercising your body to tell your body, look, you work for me. So you exercise it, make it move, even when it don't wanna move. And then you make your mind read for 10 to 15 minutes, even though it don't want to read, it hate to read. And then you make it remember. And you close your eyes, you accept all the pain and you cry. And then you tell it to blank out. And then you let it blank out. If you do that every day, the same problem from yesterday won't come back tomorrow, because you got to wipe yourself. You know how you computer? We live in a simulation. So you know how the computer, you got to delete everything and wipe all the files. If you don't, it'll start running slow. Your phone and shit start running slow with all the backed up files in it.
Yes.
That's how your mind is. It's the same way. So you got to clear it. You got to delete shit. You got to remove shit. Or you're going to start getting real old and slow. I ain't got shit to say. Listen, I used to talk a lot. I used to try to convince people.
Used to?
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Nah, I'm saying I used to talk a lot to try to convince people to do things that I wanted them to do. Now, I don't convince people to do shit. I realize the people who they are. I accept people who they are. And I learn not to let the hate grow. You don't want to let the hate go or resentment grow, right? Because that's what it comes to. When you quit talking to people, people let the hate grow, resentment grow. Now everything I got to say about you is bad. I instantly forget about all the good shit that you possibly ever done. I can't remember that part. All I can remember is the bad that you did because you hurt me. So I'm telling you, there's no reason to be good to nobody. Because the moment you're not around no more, all they gonna remember is the bad.
Why do people want to pay attention more to the chaos than the good?
It's what they mind attached to. Listen, I'm saying this, you got a choice. I was just telling somebody on social media, I only look at the positive comments about me, right? Therefore, I only see positive comments about me. If I chose to look at the negative comments about me, I'll see more negative comments about me, right? You see what you want.
It's true. Everything we need is within us. We just have to take time, go inside, and listen. That's why it's so important to have quiet time. It's so important to set up an altar. It's so important to meditate. It's so important to turn off the television, turn off the electricity. I cover my TV with mud cloth, pull the cord out. No electrical stimulation. You want to activate the melanin. No electricity. And go within. Or go to nature. Do you know that we are supposed to spend an hour to 4 hours a day outside in nature? How many of us are able to do that? I know, nobody has that luxury, especially here on the East Coast. No. Oh, no. I say I want to wake up and meditate. People look at me like I'm crazy. You got to. You got to go within, because that's the key. And so what I'm saying about alignment with your soul is that if you truly desire within your heart to know what your purpose is and what your gifts are, you gotta go within. You'll see it in your dreams, but you know what? I used to see stuff in my dreams and I used to just go, that ain't real. Or the spirit would tell me I'm supposed to do certain things, and I'd be saying, you got to be kidding. I would be in denial. Because I'm like, no, it couldn't be me. It's real. That inner voice is talking to you, and it's real. Open up and listen.
So we know the Earth is flat. Okay, we know that NASA lied about the shape of the Earth, but perhaps the reason why they signed the Antarctic Treaty in the first place and made it so that we cannot go beyond Antarctica to see what's out there is because the people on the other side don't want us in their space. These are all just theories, just speculation, okay? This video is just for fun, okay? TikTok, don't blast me like you did the other video. So perhaps the people that live in the Ancestral Republic and the lands of Anak and Asgard and all this stuff out here, perhaps they don't want us to come out of the barrier, because in certain literature, Middle Earth is a prison. And I don't know if you guys seen that video of someone claiming that they met someone that was exiled from land beyond the ice wall.
Since he was exiled from a land beyond the ice wall, and our realm is a prison.
Now, of course, this could be fake. This guy could be, from somewhere on Earth. He could be wearing contacts and he could have fake teeth, right? But if it is true, it certainly ties into what that book was talking about. The Iron Republic is fictional literature that was published in a Florida magazine in 1902 by this dude, Richard Morgan. And in the story, a man goes beyond the ice wall and discovers a futuristic city, an iron city. And they have amazing technology. There's no war, there's no poverty, there's none of that stuff. And apparently these people that live in this continent, they escaped Middle Earth, or our land, our known land, in the 1600s, and they created this amazing society. And in this story, the Middle Earth, where we live, is a prison. So when people write books like this, these fictional type of books like The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Wall, The Iron Republic, or even Lord of the Rings, when they talk about Middle Earth and land beyond the ice wall and all that stuff, they're doing it in a fictional way because they have to. They can't tell you outright, or they don't want to outright say, yeah, the Earth is flat. They have to show you what happened in a story format. So the point of this video is to get you to question things. You know, why can't we go way into Antarctica? Why do they only let us go to the peninsula? They say it's to save the penguins. That's what they say. But I think it goes deeper than that. And we will know more about Earth and what this place really is if they let us go down there. They don't want that.
You guys are going to love this video. It's about the different depictions by Native Americans. And I know you see groups that aren't Native American, but this one specifically on Indigenous American depictions of where we live. So a lot of people think that the Earth is flat. A lot of people think that the Earth is a globe. A lot of people don't ever talk about hollow Earth though. So a lot of people believe that the Earth is actually hollow and that there's a firmament or a dome. You'll realize that most tribes have their depiction of their Mother Earth, our mother. We're children of the Earth. That's why we're indigenous to the planet, right? We live at all four corners of the Earth, but usually a tree of life or a tree of knowledge, a tree of peace is usually the center of the universe. Right here, I'm not sure which tribe this is, but as you can see, it looks like Turtle Shell almost, Turtle Island. Here's another one. Here's one more. Can't really see it. There you go. Now look at that. It's got the firmament, the sky dome. Here's another one. Here's the Mayans. Now the Mayans believe that there's 9 underworlds beneath us. Here's the Inca cosmos, right? So they're all, the depictions are showing the sky dome or Mother Earth having a firmament. You'll see stuff like this, or even like this. Americas meet the old world. This one's cool. The different stars, star constellations. We had our own signs, star signs, moon signs, sun signs. Here's another one. The Great Trail. That's what the Milky Way is. This one reminds me of Norse though. I think it is actually. But a serpent at the bottom. And most cultures talk about a serpent living beneath the bottom. The Hindus, the Aboriginals, even Africans. Aboriginal creation stories and African creation stories are kind of similar, involving the rainbow serpent, rainbow snake. And if you look at Earth from outer space, right, you can see magnetic rainbow serpent around Mother Earth. Here's the Hindus. They got a pretty cool depiction of where we live. Local sun and local moon. Last but not least, here's my depiction of where we live with the local sun, local moon, Gyeongnyangge, the sky world, celestial sprout, because it used to be a tree, the portal where Sky Woman came in, the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, and the tree of peace, right? Turtle Island, Ice Wall, the underworld, Odiat the Nagwood, Hanision, okay, right? Akisod Hadiwenun de Jates, Etisoid Soy Kagakwa, Etisoid Soy Kagakwa, Sedwa Sian the Kagakwa. That's our elder brother's son, and our grandmother moon. Etino Ehyoinzade, our mother earth, Gyeongnyangge, Skyworld, and then Kajison Dasia. That's the stars. Thanks for watching.
How long have you been walking? All day? All day. Did you fly into Mexico and then walk the rest? Walk. But where did you fly into? What? Where did you fly into? What city? No, only walking. How do you walk from India? Yes, are you from India too? Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan? Pakistan?
Bangladesh. Keep in mind, he said Bangladesh.
Did you guys fly into Mexico and then walk in the rest of the way? Walk? How did?
I told you, gang, that America is lying to us, right?
Do y'all know that this is Atlantis? Yeah. What we think is Earth, them little 7 continents is Atlantis, right? And it ain't just 7 continents, right? Those 7 continents are inside of an ice wall called Antarctica, nigga. And outside of Antarctica's ice wall, it's more continents. And then it's another ice ring around that. And then outside of that ice ring, it's more continents, nigga. They separated our continent, our realm, with 3 ice rings, nigga. The map that they show you of the world, nigga, that ain't how the world look, nigga. Well, I'm finna get deep right now. I bet a lot of y'all ain't even know, and I'm gonna make a video for YouTube for it. Did y'all know that if you want to talk about Africa, did y'all know that Arizona is literally the back of Africa? That you could through Arizona, through the Grand Canyon, nigga, which is why they don't let nobody go through it. Did you know that you could walk through the Grand Canyon, and if you keep walking through the Grand Canyon, your ass gonna end up in Africa, nigga? Whoa, don't let me. Why I will drop these. I will drop in the Smithsonian know all this shit, nigga, that I'm telling y'all. This is a fact, nigga. Nigga, the whole map, nigga, the whole fucking map is not like that, bro. And I got videos I'm finna drop on this shit for y'all. But this was about the election, and y'all know when they get me hot, the ancestors get up in here and we get to dropping these motherfucking hitting gems on their ass, nigga. Yeah, y'all ain't know that. Y'all ain't know that. That's why Arizona got the sunsets they got. Yeah, the only place in the country with them sunsets too is Arizona, ain't it? It's this forever hot in Arizona too, ain't it? And if you live in Arizona, you know they don't let your motherfucking ass go through that Grand Canyon, nigga. Why? Because the map, the whole fucking map, nigga, is off Richter, nigga. Nothing is where they told us it was at. Nigga, Arizona, if you go through the Grand Canyon, nigga, and you keep walking, nigga, and your ass keep walking through the Grand Canyon going south, nigga, through the Grand Canyon, nigga, you're going to end up in motherfucking Africa, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. Y'all better know who y'all fucking with. Nigga, we the last generation. We waking up. I keep telling y'all this, man. Come on, man. Been lied to about everything, y'all. The whole map is off, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about it like this, right? Think about it like this, family. All right? If you're conquering a people, right? A god species at that, right? And you need to keep them forever enslaved. What's the best way to keep your opponent off balance, y'all? How can your opponent be on balance if he don't even know where he is really truly at? Okay, so this is why they taught us about maps and showed us this shit, right, in school, to throw us off about where we really are. And this is why they never taught you your history, because like the saying goes, how can you know where you're headed if you don't know where you came from? And if you don't even know that you are a grand god that come from the Sirius star system that created the whole fucking galaxy, because they taught us in school that we were just African slaves and shit. How can you ever... And then on the map, they got you thinking that Africa across the ocean, this and that. Nigga, study the flight routes, nigga. Study the flight routes and then look at maps, nigga, and then you come back and tell me what you come back with. Because I study this type of shit, nigga.
Let's watch this video. Can we detox from COVID jabs, and if yes, how?
Dear Truth Seeker, yes, your body is more powerful than you've been told. While the COVID injections introduced synthetic elements, foreign mRNA, and potentially nanotech into the bloodstream, nature gave you the tools to cleanse, repair, and reclaim your inner terrain. Detoxing from the jab isn't just possible, it's necessary for many who felt the aftershocks in their immune system, energy levels, or even spirit. Let's pull the curtain back. What are we detoxing? From mRNA shots you're potentially dealing with, modified RNA fragments which may persist longer than claimed, spike proteins which are inflammatory and can damage tissues, lipid nanoparticles used to deliver the mRNA into cells, they bypass your natural immune defenses, graphene oxide or metallic contaminants documented in some independent lab studies, possible nanostructures linked to patents involving biosensors or remote interaction. Each of these impacts your nervous system, liver, blood, and detox pathways in unique ways. Step-by-step detox strategy. 1. Block spike protein damage. NAC etylcysteine supports glutathione production and breaks down spike protein. Quercetin and zinc work synergistically to inhibit viral entry and protect cells. Ivermectin, where accessible, reported by some doctors to bind spike proteins and aid clearance. 2. Repair DNA and cellular integrity. Shilajit plus fulvic acid binds to heavy metals, enhances mitochondrial function. Magnesium plus B complex rebuilds damaged nerve and DNA repair pathways. 3. Flush lipid nanoparticles and graphene. Zeolite or bentonite clay binds to toxins, especially metals and and nano-elements. Activated charcoal absorbs biotoxins and synthetic byproducts. 4. Lymph and blood purification. Infrared sauna or hot baths with baking soda plus magnesium mobilize and flush toxins. Castor oil packs over liver, stimulates drainage and regeneration. Dry brushing and rebounding activate lymphatic flow. 5. Spiritual and energetic detox. Grounding, walk barefoot on earth, recalibrates electrical charge. Sunlight restores mitochondrial light codes. Prayer, intention and energy work. Remember, intention reprograms biology. This wasn't just a shot, it was a frequency shift, an attempt to edit not only biology, but human sovereignty. But your DNA is ancient, your spirit is stronger than nanotech, and no matter what they inject, your soul cannot be coded, cloned, or corrupted without your permission. The body remembers how to heal, a mind remembers how to fight, and the soul, it's already waking up.
Did this guy just build a machine that generates infinite energy in his own garage? No, that's impossible, according to the first and second law of thermodynamics. Remember, the greatest innovations are made by those who dare question the facts. Well, that's just misinformation. This free energy wheel uses bottles whose water is continually poured down by gravity to endlessly spin the wheel. And this isn't the first time someone came up with this. In 1159 AD, an Indian mathematician named Bhaskara the Learned came up with a concept for this exact design, Bhaskara's wheel. It had curved reservoirs filled with mercury instead of water, but based on the same principle. He reasoned that as the wheel spun, the displacement of mercury would flow to the bottom of each reservoir in such a way that one side of the wheel would be perpetually heavier than the other, the imbalance causing it to spin forever. This is one of the first ever designs for a perpetual motion engine, a device that can do some sort of work forever without external energy applied, like a windmill producing its own breeze, or a light bulb powering its own solar panels, a magnet attached to a car pulling itself, or this man pushing a truck from inside the trunk. I think you can see why this wouldn't work. The physics behind it show that the moving parts that make one side of the wheel heavier also shifts the center of mass of the wheel downwards. What that means is it'll spin for a bit and then just swing back and forth until coming to a complete stop in practice. The reason it can't go on forever is due to the first two laws of thermodynamics. The first law is energy conservation. Energy can't be created or destroyed. And in a perfect world, if we can just put 100% of the energy a device produces back into running itself, this should be possible, right? That's where the second law stops us, entropy, which states that energy tends to spread out and dissipate in many different forms, like waste, friction, or heat as time goes on. So as the wheel moves through gravitational force, it experiences air resistance, friction, and waste heat. Energy that is not put back into the gravitational force that is running the wheel and hence dissipates over time. It's why Newton's cradle doesn't go on forever, and why this wheel doesn't work. He even admits in his video that he had a battery in the wheel that kept it spinning. It's fake. But are there other designs for infinite energy engines out there that have been suppressed from the public? Inventors have tried over the generations to come up with the perfect perpetual motion machine, several variations of the original wheel, and even other creative ideas. And some of them actually kind of work. The first one ever made predates even Bhaskara, with Greek mathematician Archimedes in 200 BC, who discovered the displacement of water in his bathtub as he went inside it, allegedly inventing the word eureka at the same time. Obvious today, but this was a huge discovery back then. The Archimedes principle, which they tried to use to build the first ever perpetual motion engine in history. The Archimedes sphere was a round chamber with water and a buoyant ball attached to a metal rod inside. The metal rod drags the ball down and the ball pushes itself out of the water from buoyancy. I won't bore you with the math, but the calculations show that you could just spin this once and it'll go on forever due to Archimedes' principle. And in theory, it should, if it wasn't for pesky friction of the water on the glass and the waste heat of the spinning rod getting in the way, that leave the device as waste energy until it comes to a complete stop. But science didn't give up. We're gonna find a way to make this perpetual motion engine if it's the last thing we do. Like everyone's favorite mad scientist Nikola Tesla, who actually patented an unlimited energy machine in 1901 called the apparatus for the utilization of radiant energy, made from an antenna that you could make from plywood, a sheet of foil, copper wires, and a capacitor to store the energy. The antenna should be placed up high, like on a roof, connected to the capacitor and grounded. The capacitor should charge up slowly from the luminiferous ether, electromagnetic waves from solar radiation, cosmic rays, and Earth's magnetic poles. And it works, confirmed by many tests done online. It technically uses external energy to power itself, so not exactly perpetual, but did we just solve our world's energy crisis? Yeah, but you'd need a whole day of power just to charge your phone with an antenna the size of a football field. So not practical whatsoever, as we we'd run out of space fast, but still cool, we're making progress. More recently, in 2021, German scientists demonstrated the use of what they called time crystals, a microscopic system of quantum particles that change state over time and can in fact theoretically go on like this forever. They don't generate energy, but also don't lose any either from expected friction or heat, which is huge for an object doing work. The main obstacle to perpetual motion were systems losing energy when doing work over time. This doesn't. They're still figuring it out, but oh, we're so close. We're gonna make this infinite energy machine, I tell ya. Because there's something in nature that actually does appear to violate the conservation of energy: black holes. This scientific paper states that the expansion of the universe can make certain black holes expand faster than the Hawking radiation they produce that shrinks them. I know, it took me a while to wrap my head around that. In theory, this process gains more energy than it loses, so if we could just take a black hole and stick it into an engine, that might work. Who knows, maybe we'll find new exotic forms of matter in the future that could bend the rules of perpetual motion to finally crack the code. Or maybe we already have. Enter zero-point energy, the suspected technology behind UFOs that provides seemingly unlimited energy, moves objects outside the realm of known physics, travels faster than light, and even through time. Powered by quantum fluctuations in space-time, particles that act like waves which blink in and out of existence, another highly suppressed field of research. Keyword here, quantum, because quantum can bend the laws of thermodynamics while still respecting them and doesn't need to obey classical physics. I'll go into this very soon, because zero-point energy isn't just game-changing, it's reality-changing.
Bobby Hemmett, one of the best spiritual master teachers. Black conscious history and more, he undefeated. Rashad Jamal is good too, he the best in his field. But they lock him up for false allegations, know the deal. You know I gotta give it to the goddess Isis wisdom. She helped me on my spiritual journey, glad I sat and listened. Next I gotta go to Dr. Malachi York. He got some good ass books that you learn something from, I'm sure. Young Pharaoh give a lot of knowledge, swear that I'm so grateful. Why niggas think he switch up, is it true or y'all just hateful? Dr. Umar Johnson, on my mama, he do his thing. Dr. Sebi heal all the diseases, he was great. Yaki Awaken, one of the best herbalists right now. Then you got LifeWave, he heals the world while he in style. I ain't gon' lie, don't you cut, he really do his thing. Real chosen as well, he never lead the world astray. Gotta give it to Real Kaya, her knowledge will be fire. Collide, and Rock, got that sound knowledge, I'm inspired. Shout out to Nature Boy, yeah, he do his thing too. Be dead up in the cup, waking me up and even you. I didn't miss nobody, just ain't have enough time. Who y'all want for part 2? Time to give teachers they shine.
This black woman owns the entire United States of America. They know it, and to keep her quiet, they had to give her Monroe, Louisiana. When is she gonna be in town? Anybody know when the Empress is coming? Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, Thanksgiving. This woman owns the entire United States up into Canada. Now the key to this whole shit is it got past all your Afrocentric scholars. Why? Because the white man gave them what they wanted them to learn. And so now y'all taking thousands of trips to Africa, and you didn't know that in actuality, this was a black man, the black land from Lemuria. And when the white man got here, black people's over here, and the reason why they kicked the Indians in the ass to this day is because the Indians didn't own this land. That's why they can front like that. They gave you more privileges than the damn Native American. Why they begging and pleading with you, even though they still kicking you in the behind? But the key to the whole thing is you own the land. The Indian was a nomadic tribe that didn't own it. It was raw black people that owned it, and most of your Indians that you see, some of them are black people. That's a fake thing that they show you on TV. And it was the Washita Nation, and then this got past all of that. Now I'm gonna say some more things about this Empress, because the Empress shows up. Number one, I meet up with this cosmic messenger called the Book of Law. The same day I meet this person called Awas. He's in the Book of Law, which is the second version of the Book of Coming Forth by Day. And we know the Empress Vertice shows up in the fucking book. And when I get the spiritual channel, they say that's the Empress.
One of the oldest tribes of indigenous people and nation members are back in the Arklamis, a region they claim is their homeland.
As our Jeremy Pierre reports, they're celebrating their heritage and paying their final respects to their former leader.
Vertice Washington Turner Gaston Elbe of the Washita Nation was known for a number of things, being an activist, a mayor, and an empress. Her followers believe she was a prophet descending from the original inhabitants of our region.
She was given some information of resurrection.
The empress is gone, but family members are following in her footsteps. Her cousin is called the Crown Prince Emperor. He and other members feel it is their mission to share the defined information given to the Empress, information they say proves their people are the original owners of Ouachita Parish.
Resurrection is bringing the people up to what's going on, as in for civilizing the people, actually giving them the information of the original owners of Ouachita, which is Ouachita Parish.
The nation is honoring the life of their deceased empress while also celebrating their own Juneteenth. It is the date in 1848 descendants of the empress say they won a case against the federal government. They say the case confirmed land gained through the Louisiana Purchase did not belong to the U.S.
Proving that the land belonged to the indigenous inhabitants, the Ouachita Turner Empire, Ouachita, D.W. Demonia. This empire were people that the French and the Spanish would visit long before the United States was recognized as a nation internationally.
The group is holding its convention in Monroe. They will scatter the Empress's ashes in the Ouachita River. In Monroe, Jeremy Pierre, KNOE 8 News.
Check this out, family. Now, I believe that wholeheartedly because I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. Grew up in the project. It was called the Housing Projects. That's all it was called. And I noticed that growing up, a lot of famous people came from Monroe, but they didn't really talk about those famous people, especially if they were melanated. This here is the co-founder of the Black Panthers, Huey P. Newton. He's from Monroe, Louisiana, my hometown. Greatness comes out of Monroe. Look at that. But his family had to leave. I believe he was 5 years old and had to flee out to Cali from Louisiana because of all the racial injustices, the lynchings, the burning of the crosses, all that dumb, stupid shit. Yeah. Look at this man. From the same city I'm from. Drank the same water. Ran the same streets. Walked the same grass. So yeah, they want to see, and I think they know that we are great. So they put us in those specific spots, hoping that we won't come out the trenches, hoping that we won't rise like the phoenix. They want us to stay down. Look at this man. Didn't shit keep him down. That's my man right there. And then we have this guy right here, Bill Russell. Bill Russell's from Monroe, Louisiana. His stats speak for themselves. Look at that. He made out the trenches. And let's not forget Brittany, bitch. Brittany is from Kentwood, Louisiana. It's not too far from where I'm from. Also, Louisiana is the only state that is split into parishes. And those parishes are named after Native American tribes. As lazy as I know these people to be, I know they simply just took the names of the people that was already there when they stole the land from them. So I'm from up here, Ouachita Parish. Where is it at? Somewhere. So I could be a Ouachita Indian, quote unquote Indian. But they told me I was black. And they ain't even no race, it's a damn color. So greatness comes from my city, and greatness damn sure came from where you at. If you live in the projects, you are an experiment. You may be a god. They don't want your superpowers to come out. So they put you in the projects like this and see what happens. It's an experiment, a test of your will to see if you can get out the trenches. And you can. Just rise up. Rise up. That greatness inside of you is inside of you for a reason. Rise up, my people. Awake and rise up.
With psychic warfare, is based on how you think. Basically, now, this is how they wiped off half the conscious community. We took about 20 or 30, there was about 100 people went on the June 19 went to what's the name of the place? Monroe, Louisiana. Half them people done fell off the path. All kind of things messed up with them. All these conscious people. But see, the witches was working because they told us in February, they say the witches, they got a group of witches over at Emory. And they work on black people in the consciousness. But what happens is the energy that they put on you, it plays on your weakness. Since most of the people so-called conscious is into that money, they put the money thing out and a lot of niggas got messed up based on the money thing. You got a lot of people off the money based on the money. I got it.
spiritual, so he one of the best spiritual teachers. We got Billy Carson with the knowledge we can't beat. You wanna unlock your mind, you gotta find 19 keys. I found most of these teachers because of Beyond 5D. You wanna phase through the matrix, then you gotta hit up phase 1. If you don't respect Layla Africa, I got a mace one. Rod Hayes is so great, all his knowledge keep me up to date. Activate my third eye when I listen to Remedy H. Dick Gregory, I swear he kept me on point. I'm vibrating so high, put them demons in a joint. Don't worry, if you need some knowledge, please brother don't panic. RZA Islam, his knowledge very close to magic. My dog Von Intelligent delivering that game. Woke Dev down, woke me up, I swear his knowledge is insane. Black Magic 363, do the best spiritual interview. Y'all want for part 3? I promise I ain't forget about you.
Everybody think power is just moving shit with their hands and shit, making shit move. They ain't no motherfucking power. They faking. Power is understanding your emotions and disciplining yourself and controlling your mind. That's magic, right? And magic is learning how to control yourself. These dumbass spiritual people online, sit your dumb ass down.